Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here. In this one, we're going to be checking out the Skinks and Dragons of South Australia. I cannot wait, so stick around. I hope you enjoy the video. So this video is a bit of a compilation over all the days that we were there. I just really wanted to highlight the Skinks and Dragons in particular that we saw down there. Some of them were a little bit obscure and a little bit hard to see, but we did score a whole bunch of cool lizards to have a look at, and we're going to showcase a whole bunch of those in this video here.
Hurry up, bud.
Little traffic. Just start filming this guy in case he runs away, but there's a big beauty just sitting in this shrub. Fryzie just managed to notice him as we were scooting past. How mad is that? He's just out in here and nothing. Not a lot going on. Hardly a vantage point, eh?
Yeah, well, there's not much. There's no trees out here, so I mean, I have a look at the terrain, mate.
This is vast nothingness, eh?
Yeah, there's nothing here. Nothing at all. That's why those little earless dragons do well up here.
Yeah, perfect sort of stuff for him to find.
Pretty good dragon. Oh yeah, you're gonna bark up, are you? Oh yeah, you're gonna bark up. There you go. Oosh. Big mouth on you.
How mad is that? Cracking colours to him, man.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You see how perfectly he just matches in with this environment too.
Starting to fire up now.
That is a good looking lizard.
Popping down.
Fucking hell. He is proper fired up. Okay, now that is a central bearded dragon. I don't care what anybody says. SA definitely has the best central bearded dragons. That absolutely smokes anything I've ever seen in the captive trade, I reckon. Nice natural looking beardy. I'm definitely tempting fate. He's looking at my fingers.
Yeah,
he's not even looking at the phone.
They got a good jump on him too.
He's just following me. Look at that beard.
It's good that they're starting to pop out now, but
Yeah, a little bit of heat.
yeah, it is actually getting pretty warm.
Wow. I'm absolutely frothing. I don't care what anybody says about centrals. They are a cool lizard.
Yeah, I fucking love them, man.
They are a bloody cool lizard. Look what he's living in. Nothing.
Gibber Plains. Barren nothingness.
Well, it's not that barren. Not with old mate out here. How's this for a cool little dragon? Little pebble mimic dragon. Freaking tiny. I don't know how Fryzie even spotted this thing. He did show me, and you could just see this tiny little head poking up from this rock. This is where he was sitting, just back here. You just see his tiny little head. What a cool freaking lizard. Tiny little dragons. They don't have a long lifespan, unfortunately, but man, all they do is if they see you coming, they just crouch down and they just hide in amongst all this gibber plain. And dude, there is nothing out here. There is nothing. This is it. This is about as high as it gets. For as far around as I can see, there is literally nothing. How's that for a handy little lizard? Oh man. It's cooking too. Like we're 4 o'clock in the arvo and it's what, still 30 odd degrees. Tell you what, mate, lying down in the dirt feels a lot hotter than 32. We'll put this little guy back. I don't want to disturb him too much. I'll try to put him back how he was and see if he wants to hide how he was hiding. But I don't want to put him far from his rock. I don't want to disturb him that much because this is his home and we want him to stay in his home. There you go, mate. You're back on your rock. in your home of absolute nothingness. As far as the eye can see, just nothing, mate. We're just driving along and Fryzie spotted this little netter just sitting on top of a rock. Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of these guys, even though I've been in their range, but man, these guys are absolutely smoking compared to captive reptiles. That's a big theme I'm noticing on these trips, is wild reptiles look so much better than captives. So what's that tell ya? Something's missing. Probably diet, to be honest. Diet and good quality UV. I'm talking like, we can't mimic the sun yet, but we'll get there one day, surely. But man, these guys will be eating a variety of foods out here, not just limited to a few species like crickets, woodies, whatever. There's the amount of grasshoppers down here, holy dooly. There are so many grasshoppers down here. You're pretty much just going through droves of them as you're out here looking for things. But I tell you what, that's got to do something. There's got to be other vitamins and minerals of whatever the bugs are eating too, that are going into the bug that then goes into the lizard. Like, it's a full circle. Full circle. Cracker. That is a thick roo right in town.
Look at the size of him. Look at his shoulders.
He would tear you up, eh?
What a monster.
We're at a pretty cool little spot now. Just looking for gidgies, gidgy skinks. And you're not going to be able to see it probably. Make him out there. But that's a gidgy in that rock crevice.
Stay low.
Can hear him chuffing and puffing in the crack there. The sun is just against us at the moment, unfortunately, but that's a tick. Plenty of proof that they're here too. There's absolutely scat everywhere. Right, a little bit of a hard lighting situation again, but check out this. It's a little Peninsula Dragon inside of this crevice. Man, gorgeous little dragons up here and gidgies and all sorts in these rocks. We haven't found a lizard all day and this is just turning our hearts on again, I reckon. Look at that. This was certainly a very unique place to go and check out. This rock outcrop was in the middle of nowhere and it really made a nice habitat for plenty of these little lizards. Alright, new day, new mission. Today we're looking for shinglebacks this morning. That's one of our main targets. Obviously have an acorn at home. Really want to nail down an SA shingleback because I'm falling more and more in love with the SAs. And yeah, after that we're going to do a bit of a run and see if I can finally tick off a thorny devil, because I've come close but I haven't got there yet. And I want to see one of these buggers running around and doing their thing in the wild. But what temps today, we're going to get some pretty good temps and stuff. So
yeah, 33 today, so it's perfect weather. It'll probably warm up in the next probably hour and a half, and then we'll hit the road and see how we go.
Man, cannot wait. At least the chance. There's a chance.
A good one.
I'll be honest, when we said that we're going to be looking for SA shingles, this is not what I expected the habitat to look like. Now granted, there's going to be big populations all over the joint, and I have seen heaps of dead shingles on the road since being here, and it looks nothing like this. But that being said, it'd be pretty cool to do a cage up, something similar to this. because this is just unique, you know, like you can do heaps of red desert stuff, but this is like coastal shingleback stuff. This is cool. There's all this pig face and stuff on the ground here too, which is what they'll be eating. They'll be eating all the flowers off this. It's all kind of dying back now, but this is just awesome habitat, just something that I'm so not used to. We spent a little while walking around the sand dunes, checking them out, checking out the scenery. We did see another few small skinks there, which I just couldn't catch on film. But man, it was such an awesome part of the world. I never even knew that South Australia had these awesome sort of coastlines like this. It was fantastic to see them in person. There we go. Oh, this little fella almost just got cleaned up. What a gorgeous little lizard.
Oh, my fingers. Oh, he's gonna shit.
At least aim it right, bud.
Yeah.
Right. How's that? Little SA shingleback. These guys look so different to the guys up in New South Wales. Completely different colour palette. These guys have heaps of this yellow through them. This guy's a little bit rough, but he's still a good looking lizard. He's been out here battling away. Man, the habitat, salt bush as far as the eye can see, and all these little low-lying shrubs. He'd be down here just smashing heaps of these plants, heaps of flowers and things through the seasons. What an awesome little lizard. He's just gonna play dead on me now. He was completely fired up before. We're gonna let him get on his way, I reckon. Mate, at least you're gonna fight another day. Stay off that road.
Fuck
Man,
yeah.
that is awesome.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I told you we'd get one out.
Alright, bloody stoked to have gotten that shingle back. Now we're going to go see if we can find a painted dragon, because that's another little dragon species that's out here that'll be awesome to just tick off the list. After seeing, I didn't get footage of the cresties yesterday, that was a shame, but
We'll get them today.
yeah.
We'll do that after this.
We saw that little Peninsula Dragon in that crack too, so I know the footage is a bit rough on that one, but I saw it.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's it. I know on this trip I haven't filmed much DOR stuff, but check this out. We've just seen this little baby that's been flattened probably this morning, maybe late yesterday arvo or something like that. Only a tiny little sucker too. He's only, yeah, he probably would have been this season.
One of the many hundred that we've seen this weekend.
Yeah, we've seen tons of shinglebacks flattened, and that's just disappointing. And this road would be a slow little thoroughfare through here, so somebody's just clipped him.
So these are salt bins. This is painted dragon habitat.
Alright, we're out looking for painted dragons now. We have actually seen one. We're trying to find some more. I'm grabbing a few habitat shots. I can't stress how vast the habitat is for a lot of these lizards. And there's plenty of habitat out here. But man, it just goes for miles. And there's nobody out here. It's really cool. I haven't seen much, but Fryzie's just spotted this little crested dragon sitting out here on this tiny little log. Might see if we can get a little bit closer, but don't like our chances. These guys are pretty quick, as are all the small dragons here that I'm learning. And he's a cracking looking little lizard, hey? Alright, gonna see. Still see him. Alright, just in the shade here, just as I was following around that other crested, this other one popped out. Just there. He's heaps more yellow. Trying to get closer for you guys without spooking him. There he goes. There he is there. Proud as punch and yellow as heck. I just want to get slightly better footage, mate. He ain't having it. That's right. I'll leave him on his way. He's motoring back there. Alright. Here's a little Peninsula Dragon. Out here. Was out here for a second. That was one out in the open, but you can see the habitat that they're living in here on this monster rock. I did my best to try to kill most of the wind noise for you, but it was near impossible down here. What awesome little lizards. Ryan's just found another Peninsula Dragon. He's on this rock just underneath the tree there. We'll see how close we can get. These things are lightning quick. It is scorching out here, proper scorching. But I'm just going to try to feign that I'm walking past sideways. Quickly give you guys a bit of a zoom. These things are proper quick. You can see him sitting there. We'll keep trying to get closer. I just don't want the footage to be too grainy for you. Just try not to make eye contact with him personally. There you are. Look at this guy out here basking. It is proper cooking on these rocks, hey? Just got radiation off them. I'll burn you down in no time out here in this sort of weather. But these guys are out here doing their best. Whee! Did he go far? No, he's still there. Oh, he's just ducked. He's got a big crack here. So this is what they're living in. Alright? They've got all these big granite boulders here that are cracked to high heavens. And these guys can just duck. Oh, he's right there. He's right in this crack. He's not going anywhere. No far to go. See you, mate. So Mel's just spotted this little beardy up here in this tree. Just see him there. It's a good looking lizard. So just trying to get a little bit of footage before we try to potentially get some hands on him.
Alright, his eyes are on me.
Look at that little guy. Sitting out here basking. Bloody good looking lizard. Look at the habitat. There is not a lot happening out here. Alright, that was a little bit of an effort, but check out the colours on this dragon. You tell me that is not a good looking central bearded dragon. Out here in absolutely nothing, just all this salt bush and these small shrubs. They're using these little vantage points that are all of A big one would be 3 foot at best. Look at this guy. Even the belly patterns on him are good. That is a really cool looking dragon. Don't want to hold him too long because it's scorching out here now. The last thing I want to do is stress this guy too far, but that is a central bearded dragon. A good looker at that. I actually think it's a little girl. How cool. The oranges and the reds in this thing are just insane. That's mad.
Hey, ground. 64 degrees Celsius.
So Fryzie's just got his temp gun here. Hopefully that's coming out. That's saying 62, 63. Oh man, yeah, that is hot. No wonder my knees feel like they're already sweating on the ground here.
On the ground, hang on, and on the 38 degrees.
Yeah, so now you can see why they're in the bush, because that's going to be way better for them to be sitting up here rather than being on the ground. Plus there's a bit of a breeze too, so that'll cool them down maybe a little bit more. That's insane. Even just since being here, it's completely darkens its colours up now. Looks completely different to when he was sitting out here basking. It's so quick that they can change their colours. Man, we went absolutely hard for thorny devils and we could not turn one up to save our lives, but that's okay. You know what? You can't always get what you always want in all these spots, and it's just another reason to really want to go back here. I really want to tick thornies, and this area was just fantastic for wildlife in general. So I'm 100% keen to go back to South Australia and hang out with Fryzie and go and get myself my first wild thorny devil. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you really did enjoy this and you are enjoying this series. It's been absolutely fantastic putting this together, albeit a little bit slow, but I hope you do enjoy it. And if you do, don't forget to support the channel by dropping the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to, and if you did want to go that little step further, you can go to Teespring, grab yourself some merch, or you can go and check me out over on Patreon as well and help support the channel there. Alright, until the next one, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you then.